going on YouTube? It's your boy Logisticalstyles coming at you with yet another video. This time we're going to be talking about some improvements, some new gear that I got, and the way it works, fits into my workflow, and how it allows me to use some other new gear. So basically, I just recently purchased a iPad Air. Just got the new one, iPad Air Series 4. This is the 4th generation, and this is the sky blue one. And along with that, I got the Magic Keyboard. Very nice upgrade from what I had previously. And if you looked at my older video, you know I just recently got this Numark DJ2Go2 as well. So these things go really well together, and I'm gonna go over a couple of the ways that they go well together and how they also allow me to take more advantage of my Novation Launchpad Mini and my Novation Launchkey Mini. These are both 2nd generation Launchpad and Launchkey Mini, but they work really well with the iPad Air, and it's a huge step up from my old iPad, which was the 6th generation iPad, just the basic one. And I just got to the point where I was definitely running out of space on there, and the processor really wasn't able to keep up with the workload that I was putting on it, because I'm now starting to edit video as well as work with music. So it felt like it was time to upgrade, and I got the opportunity to do so. And so I ended up making this purchase, and let's just bring it over here. This is it. This is the iPad. This is the sky blue one. This is the Magic Keyboard that comes with it, or that doesn't come with it, it's separate. It's a little bit pricey, but definitely worth it in my opinion. Nice sturdy keyboard. You got a full keyboard, QWERTY keyboard, so you can type. It's got the trackpad. I really like the trackpad. I wasn't aware that this is something that I really wanted when dealing with an iPad, but having that trackpad available to basically use it as a mouse really makes a difference. And then it also has a charging port, and you can charge your iPad because it's got these connectors here that line up with the connectors on the back of the pad. This is magnetic, so it just kind of snaps into place, and there you have it. It's almost like a keyboard, almost like a laptop. I actually am using this more so like a laptop than I expected to be using it. Previously, I had a 2012 MacBook Pro and a 2013 MacBook Pro. The 2013 is the 15-inch, and it's the one I've been using primarily for the past few years. I came up on the 2012. I was able to refurbish it, and it worked great as a second laptop, but I felt like it was overkill, so I ended up selling that laptop, and I decided I was going to replace it with originally I was going to go with the iPad Pro, but after looking at the specs and realizing that the iPad Air has the newest chip or processor available, the A14 Bionic, that's the one I decided to go with over the iPad Pro, because a lot of the features that the Pro has over the Air just don't really matter to me. But I love it, and one of the things I love about it so much is if you noticed in my previous video where I was talking about the differences between the DJ2Go and the Akai AMX, I mentioned that the DJ Pro app is supposed to work with this, but on that particular iPad I was getting an error message saying that there wasn't enough power available, even though I was using the camera kit with the additional power lead connected. Well, on this one, it works right out the box. I just plug it up, turn on the app, and the controls are right there for you. I also like the fact that it has a Touch ID instead of having the button on the frame or the bezel of the iPad. It's on the power button up top, so you just put your finger there, rest it, and then you can unlock it. You can swipe up using your regular gestures that you would use on a normal iPad, and you can also use your track to the trackpad to use this pointer to clip on things as well. So if I was to just open up the DJ app, let me connect. I'm gonna connect without using the hub. I'm gonna go right into, I had to get, because this is USB-C, I had to get this. You're gonna start using these a lot more, these little dongles or adapters, or if you have to get special cables, but you have to be cognizant of the fact that there's no more lightning port on the newer MacBook or the new iPads. It's USB-C. So I got this adapter, cost 20 bucks, either at the Apple store or at this one. It's a genuine Apple one, but I was able to get it at Walmart for the same price. Kind of kicking myself because I went back later on and realized that there was another off-brand one that was only $9, but with the off-brand ones, you kind of are gambling. It's a matter of it might not always work the way it was intended to work. But anyway, here we go. This is the USB coming from the DJ2Go2 Touch, and go right into the iPad that has the app running. My lights come on, and you know, crossfader corresponds with what you see on the screen. I can load songs. I can load a song, play the song. I'm using the main output running into my speakers, or my mixer board, which is feeding the studio speaker. You can do the same thing here. You can load a song. It's great. It works perfectly. I didn't have to do anything to get it to work. I didn't have to fiddle with anything to make it work. It just worked right when you plug and play. So that's what I love about having a more modern iPad. All right, so that is how well DJ Pro works with it. And an added bonus to this is because, well, we'll get into it when I get into the Launchpad, but you'll see. So let's close out of this app. And you come into the Launchpad app. Let's see what we're going to connect. I'm just going to use the Launchpad Mini. Go straight through. I could hook it all up to this USB hub, which I may do just to show that it can be done. But this is the Launchpad. It shows you that it's connected. It just took a second for it to recognize. Everything lights up. But because I'm running right into the adapter, the sound is going to come out of the speakers on the iPad. But I'm going to show you how I get around that. And it was an added bonus that I figured out, or I discovered as I was hooking everything up. So I got a great control right here. Let me turn it up a little. So that's really cool. You have control over triggering your loops. You have control over your effects. You can even scroll through and get into the volume so you can mix things a little bit better, and even play with filters within the app. But the thing that was kind of a bummer was, okay, because you have that USB-C port, there is no headphone port. The only thing you couldn't get the sound coming out of is through the built-in speakers. Well, that's cool if you're just working right there in a quiet environment, but if you are in the studio, or if you are trying to get this out through the main speakers in the studio or wherever you're playing, you need a way to do that. Now, initially I was thinking, okay, now I need to go get a good dock. That I've seen some USB-C docks that you can use that have a headphone jack, HDMI port, or Ethernet port, and even a couple of USB ports. I think I saw one from Anker, and that was about $50, which I may end up getting. But I'm going to do a little bit more research to see what else I can find. But in the meantime, I needed a way to get the sound to come out. I needed a sound card basically for the iPad. And oddly enough, or something I didn't think of, is the fact that this DJ2Go2 Touch is a sound card. It has a sound card built into it. That's how it has sound coming out for the mains to go into the speaker. So what I ended up doing is, instead of just plugging the dongle into the lead for the Launchpad, I'm going to put Launchpad into the hub. And this is just a basic, this is a Belkin USB hub, USB 3.0 hub. It had an Ethernet jack, but that didn't work right away. So maybe if I've had Apple hub or something a little bit that was Apple certified, it would probably work better. But I'm going to hook up the Launchpad so I have control over my app. Then I'm going to hook up the DJ2Go, and when I connect it using this adapter into the USB-C, I will have control over my app using the Launchpad, and this will be the sound card. So now when I play, it comes over the speakers, because this is feeding out from the main out into my mixer board, which runs my speakers. So that's a great thing that I can do now. You know, I can still work on music and have full sound, not worried about, you know, listening to the headphones, or not even the headphone, but the speakers built into the iPad. So that's one really cool thing you can do with it. I showed you how well it works with DJ Pro. This is very responsive. Allows you to scratch and do all that kind of mixing with it. When I'm using it as a sound card for Launchpad, it's only the sound card. Nothing else works. I've tried all these other controls. They don't do anything. I'm working mainly from here, which is just a replication of what's on the screen. So that is a quick overview of some of the things I've learned so far. I've only had this for a couple of days now, but this really got me excited and got me eager to be back in the studio working on music and using, you know, my iDevices, my iOS devices. So look out for some more videos, some more tutorials as I start exploring this stuff and coming up with, you know, little tips and tricks that you can use to come up with music, to DJ with it. And as well, you'll see some other product reviews on stuff on video blogging and some of the other equipment that I've come across. It's all going to be tech related, all going to be, you know, somehow related to being a creator. So I hope this is interesting to you, and if it is, please